poppin', yo? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're taking a look at Sonic Prime, the new Netflix show, but this is going to be Season 1. We are only reviewing Season 1 because I haven't seen Season 2 yet, and I thought I did it when it first came out, but I did not. So here we are in the new style of film review, where I'm going to be taking a lot longer and a lot more in-depth look at the show itself. But anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing for the new shows. I did do a channel update and news video on that, just explaining everything into a little more detail. That with shows and anime, I'm going to be taking a look at them season by season instead of the anime as a whole, and I'm going to be trying to just do a lot more better and do a lot more effort into my videos. But talking about Sonic Prime, I'm going to start off with the animation, and it looks absolutely insane. It looks very cartoony. But there is a lot of detail there as well. I like the aspects that they took from the original game to make Sonic run like he's running on a wheel. That was a nice detail in there. Same with Tails, just the way his tail's turning to like a yellow circle instead of his really detailed animation of his sort of wings going round. We do have this team here, which is the normal Sonic trio, with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, assisted by Amy, which is sort of sometimes there because she is Sonic's love interest throughout this series. But we also have Rouge. I originally thought she was called Rogue, but it's Rouge the Bat. I always called her Rogue, so if I do say Rogue in this video, please do forgive me. That's what I thought she was called. But she's apparently joined the team. I don't remember her being on the team, but she is apparently Knuckles' love interest in this series. And we do get a better look at that in Egg City. This series is right up my alley. It is all about dimensions, and if you're a fan of the channel for a while, you'll know that I'm a fan of ninjas, dimensions, and pretty much time travel and all that. I just think it's a pretty cool concept, and watching this series, you do get, like, you think Sonic is cool, and he's a hero, and he's really good at the start, but the longer the series goes on, you start to realize Sonic is a lot more arrogant. He doesn't listen to his friends. He doesn't really care for his friends and their opinions as the series goes on, as you get a better look at the backstory, and you get him sort of taking on board how he was and how he's trying to fix it and change his ways, because he's always rushing in, he's not thinking, he's not listening to his friends in battle, and he doesn't really care because they're trying to help him battle, and he's just doing all the work that he can and not listening to their input. It is a really cool series. They do go to a couple of different dimensions, and it did have a systematic pattern to it at some points, where each episode was Sonic going to another dimension, helping solve a problem, but it only did that for like 3 episodes until the story looped back again, which I thought was really cool, and they started taking stuff from the other worlds or realms, as I'm going to call them. So it goes out with Sonic going to the Egg City, which is the future, getting the help of Nine, which is the Tails variant, and then he goes to this prehistoric jungle world where he meets Amy Thorn, and he helps them there. We never see that world again either with Amy Thorn. That was just like a quick 2-episode thing before we move on to the pirate realm, where he is teaming up with Captain Knuckles. And then we go back to the new Yoke City. But each time we sort of travel, we get like a flashback. Shadow is also trying to contact Sonic through the through the shatter space, which is what they call the sort of interdimensional place. And it is just a really complex series. They really did think about it. They thought about the character designs for each world and how they slightly differ. It is the characters, but they just look like they fit in that world, and it's really cool. New Egg City looks very similar to the Imperium in Ninjago, which I quite liked. It's a futuristic dystopian future where no one has a personality, no one really gets to express themselves and do what they want, and if they do, they're against the sort of main ruler or the emperor, empress. In this world, there is more than one Eggman, which I was confused about. I didn't know why there was more than one. It doesn't really explain that, but there is. There's like a family of egg people in this sort of universe, and it has a really good, complex story. And I like Sonic's sort of character arc from here, and I can't wait to see it cross over to the next one, with his arrogance turning into him trying to fix it. And Shadow was the one that helped him see that he was being arrogant and that he destroyed it all. And Shadow's always been the edgy sort of distant one from the team, and he is trying to fix it himself. He doesn't want Sonic to help. Sonic broke it, so he doesn't trust Sonic to fix it. So we have that little conflict there of Shadow trying to fix it, but Sonic wanting to fix it and wanting to help fix his mistake. So hopefully they learn to work together in Season 2. But it is a really good series. I don't know how long they can make it go on for. I hope they don't drag it out as long as possible just for the money in the marketing, because I hope they just end it with Dimensional Story, because that's what it's been. And if they fix it and they keep the series going but moving on without the Dimensional sort of storyline, I think that'll be okay. But if they keep dragging out the dimensions, just them traveling to different ones with no really cohesive storyline, I think they'll ruin it. So I just want them to be careful with the future of this franchise and the future of this series. Series 1 is really good. The voice acting is good. To be fair, the Sonic voice actor, usually I have a set voice in mind for Sonic, and it is the guy who also plays Mirage from Apex Legends. But I heard his voice and I instantly thought Sonic. I don't know why he connected with me as Sonic. But the voice acting is really good in this film. We're getting a lot of Sonic love. We're getting some Lego Sonic. We're getting Sonic movies, more games, TV shows now. So Sonic isn't dying like a lot of people are saying. Sonic isn't even cringe either. They don't try and make him overly cringy and try to appeal to the really young audience. There is some jokes which are for children. It is a children's show, so most of the jokes are for children, but as an adult, you can still respect the series and still watch it and enjoy it, without getting too distracted or feeling like it's mind-numbingly boring because of it's aimed at children. But as well, I forgot what I was going to say. As the series goes on as well, you sort of see how important Sonic's friends are to him and how much they do help him out and how much he does impact on them, and how much the dimensional travel really affects them. And if Sonic isn't actually in their lives, because in the Shatter space, Sonic is sort of a anomaly, because he's not in any other dimension. There is no other Sonic, out there. So in the, obviously, future world, or the future dimension, Tails doesn't have a friend, and you can see that, he doesn't have a friend, he's a loner, he's an outcast, and he just wants to leave, he just wants to go off to his other planet, and he wants to build his own place, and he's sort of envious at Sonic as well, because Sonic wants to go back and help the others, after Tails, or Nine just helped him, and he wants to build this world that, obviously, Sonic was talking about, which I'm pretty sure he will never see, because he isn't the Tails from Sonic's world, and I don't know where that Tails even is. It doesn't really explain where Amy, Tails, Knuckles, Rouge, Big the Cat even go. It's like that original dimension is gone. That original dimension is completely destroyed. I don't know, because Shadow is even in the Shattersphere, the Shatter realm. He's just in there, and there's no sign of that original Green Hill Zone, which is a really good zone, to be fair. It's a really good background and a backdrop. I really like the Green Hill Zone. Shadow and Sonic are my favorites, so I'm glad that we're getting more of Shadow as the series went on. I was really happy to see him, and I'm glad that we're going to get him more in Season 2. I do believe Silver is an interdimensional traveler or a time traveler in the Sonic canon, so I do hope to see him at some point in the series, because he is also one of my favorite hedgehogs. I have 4 favorite hedgehogs, 4 favorite characters from the Sonic world: Shadow, Silver, Sonic, and Manic the Hedgehog. I don't think we'll ever see Manic ever again, but if we do, that'll be really cool. But I'm hoping to see Silver here, because I do believe he has some sort of teleportation, sort of time travel, dimension travel aspect to him and his story, so I hope we get him at some point here. It will just sort of bring in a new character to the audience and sort of help them, bring in some more lesser known characters to the story, like Rouge. She isn't really a character that's explored that much Neither Shadow really, with popular media, but we are getting Shadow in Sonic 3, so at least we have that going for Shadow fans. But the cartoony aspect and the cartoony style of it just really fits the Sonic vibe, and it looks really cool. It sort of looks like it's sort of taken inspiration from Spider-Verse and got some comic elements in there and comic style to it, but not too heavy. In like it's not taking it like 100% like the Turtles Mutant Mayhem is, or Puss in Boots did. It's just taking little aspects of it and just trying to make it look more like the game in the show, and the game in the show. That made sense in my head, but I don't know if it made sense actually. It is on Netflix. It does have 10 to 12 episodes, and I do believe that there is the same amount of episodes in season 2, but I haven't watched that yet, and this is a season 1 review. And I am going to give it a solid 8 out of 10. It is not bad at all. It's a really good watch, and if you're a Sonic fan, I'm pretty sure you'll love this series. But yeah, it's a new sort of way at looking at Sonic, and everyone is trying to go into the multiversal sort of thing here. We have Marvel doing it, we have LEGO Dimensions doing it, we have Sonic doing it now. Everyone is trying to do this sort of multiversal thing, and not a lot of things can do it right. Like, the MCU is failing at it, but the Spider-Verse is succeeding at it. And Sonic Prime succeeds as well. So you can have good ones and you can have bad ones. It's just all depending on how you manage all the characters. I think this series is great. It's an 8 out of 10. I can't wait to see more from this series. And other than that, I hope you enjoyed this YouTube video. See you all next one. Have a nice day. And that is my review on Sonic Prime, Season 1. Gotta remember, it's Season 1 that I reviewed.